Here we go. It's a July summer night and we're about to hit the Old Pulteney. Some discussion as to whether or not we have the correct pronunciation of that name, but we're gonna go with Old Pulteney, as that's what we've always called it and we've never been corrected. The Maritime Malt. So what I know about this, which isn't a lot, it says where it's from, Wick. And if you look on the back of the box, they do a nice little map and they'll show you that Wick is way in the northeastern corner of the island of Scotland. So that's kind of interesting. Wick was a place where they did a lot of fishing, in particular for herring. There was no road to Wick. So anything that got there or anything that left there was on a ship. So I think that's a fair title to give themselves, which is the Maritime Malt. I think they've earned that one. It's subtle. It's like kind of a oatmeal thing going on here. It's a little off-white. Got the navies, but even the navies are a little beat. Kind of the whole thing is a little kicked around up there. You know, you can imagine it must be a tough place. So we'll take off the lid to the box. We will, wow, that's a nice amber color. I really like that. Little seagull, nice white, kind of off-white. Stamp there, that stands out nicely, a little handwriting, something authentic. From my past tasting of this, which includes at least 2 bottles, maybe a third in my lifetime prior to this one, that was something that definitely stood out in my memory, was a salty finish. It's interesting that everybody talks about it, so it's either you're gonna taste it because everybody's mentioning it, or it's really there, which is always a little battle that goes inside my mind. Is it, you know, what am I tasting in that moment and why? You know, what am I being told it should taste like? And there's always that little struggle going on between, you know, trying to describe, trying to find the words that are appropriate to explain what something tastes like, which I think is, you know, I mean, you're really just chasing after a dream. A couple little details inside the box. So there is a map of the region, which is kind of cool. It's always exciting opening a new bottle of scotch, that's for sure. It's an adventure and you never know. And the color out of the bottle doesn't lose much. It loses a little bit. It's more of a gold hue, but definitely amber. It's that rich, nice look. Alcohol with a little bit of brine feel, little salt for sure. Okay, going in now. See, that's really interesting. Very delicate at the beginning. It sort of dances on your tongue a little bit. There's no heat, no warmth, nothing like that immediately, but it has it's sort of a dynamic yet subtle beginning. And I say that without any word speak, like that's really what it feels like. It does finish, it sort of slips away, and then there's a little pop right at the very end. I mean, again, you can call it salty or you can call it a brine. You could definitely say that there's, you know, a hint of the salt sea air though. It is so appropriate, and who knows where that actually comes from. Is that my mind playing tricks on me, or is that the way this scotch actually tastes? You just have to keep drinking it, I think. It's playful, it's easy to drink, yet it has enough going on that it keeps your interest. It's not a one-trick pony. Oh, it's delicious. It's delicious. And it brings back good memories. Yeah, it's a very nice bottle to have on board. If you're a whiskey drinker who enjoys complex scotches to the point where, you know, you want the Islay, you crave the Talisker, you want the Lagavulin, you want the Lafroig 10, if that's your wheelhouse, there may be some challenges when you're drinking this scotch. Only in the sense that, you know, this is not a home run scotch. This is a good shot over the second baseman, straight into the outfield. Unplayable, definitely a scoring shot, but without the ability to knock it over the fence. When you tie it into the geography and when you tie it into its history of being a maritime whiskey, it conjures up and begins to give you the experience of that exact thing, something way up in the northeast of Scotland that allows you to taste a little bit of history in a sense. It's different. It's probably, you know, it's not super expensive. I mean, $88 Canadian is fairly reasonable for a single malt scotch. It has a playful characteristic that differs from the heavy hitters, but stands out in and of itself as a unique and distinctive experience. And I'm happy for it. I really am. It's a delicious scotch. Cheers.